We are happy to come back again to another episode of Noble, and today we want to have a very noble conversation concerning music, the evolution of Benga, and we are focusing on a new book that was just released a few weeks ago. I'm saying a few weeks because it's barely 1 month ago. And this book features one of the greatest artists of Benga. So the book is titled Benga Maestro, The Life and Genius of Dr. Osito Kalle. With me, I'm joined with one of the creators of this book, and we want to talk largely about this book and about the artist whose life has been featured here. So, our guest, Okoth Opio, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm Okoth Opio. I'm a writer. I'm an editor. I write, I edit. I'm a teacher by profession as well. And now currently, my latest work, or my latest project is now Benga Maestro, which we are having today, which I was the chairman of the project right from the research period to the pre-launch, to the launch, and now we are distributing it, and finally I've landed here.
On the show.
Yes, on the show.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
So I want you to briefly tell us how long did this project take, because the book is so much detailed and it brings the life and the work of Dr. Osito Kalle that I believe was not done overnight.
That's true.
This was a great research, and kudos to you guys, by the way, for just reawakening our understanding or our awareness on this Benga Maestro. So how was the project like?
Thank you so much. And before I tell you how the project was like, I would love to not to overshadow the authors.
Yes.
The authors are Mr. Keo Soja and Agutu Onagi.
Yes.
Yes. So I was chairing the team that was doing the research. And I can say it was a very wonderful experience, which spanned for over 3 years, because we started the project before Corona.
Yes.
Then Corona came, curtailed things a bit. Now we were a bit limited to move and even interact. So once in a while, we could visit Osito home, interview him. When he's in Nairobi, look for him wherever he is and interview him. Then when Corona went, now at least the window opened, and we continued with the project. I will go back to asking you about how was your experience like to work with Dr. Osito Kalle. But before that, why did you guys think at this very moment it is important to look into the life of this Benga Maestro and bring light into the music that I say it's quite forgotten right now? Very few people listen to it. Why did you guys want to focus on this and bring Benga back to life? Yes. To begin with, it was a rich experience, quite encouraging. Very enjoyable. That is when you care to toil. And if you are somebody who gives up, then you wouldn't even last more than 2 months on the project. Because moving around doing the interviews, it's not easy. Sometimes you arrange with the artist to interview him. On that particular day, he has a show. Now, he won't leave the show and come and listen to your interview, which probably is not going to give him any money. And you also have to travel a lot. And apart from interviewing the musician himself, you have to interview other people who have worked with him, his producers, his band members, his friends, people who also know him. And then after that, you bring that information and bring it to his attention, that he has to know that so-and-so said this about him.
All right.
So he has to censor what is said. But again, you also don't want to dilute the truth in what is said. And the reason why we settled on Osito Kalle, and now specifically Benga, because he's now a Benga artist, we were feeling that Benga is not dying, but is being forgotten, deliberately being forgotten. I don't believe Benga can die. If it has to die, then it is we, the audience, we, the lovers of Benga, who can kill it by forgetting it and not giving it attention. So we decided to give it attention and bring it to life in a different way. Because now you are saying music has been sung, Osito has been singing, we've been listening to Osito. Now it is time we also have to read Osito.
Yes.
When you put it into a publication now, it becomes much more serious. You know that for a publication like this to come out, there was research.
Yes.
There was some procedures to be conformed with, which now makes music more formal.
Yes.
So we wanted to make Benga formal in this era. And the reason why we settled on Osito has been there for like the past 40 years, actively performing. He's never lost relevance. He's been relevant since that time.
Yes.
And if we trace Osito well, you find that it comes from the genesis of Benga. If you look at the cover, you see Namlolwe.
Yeah.
So the very first Benga bands that we knew was Victoria Jazz.
Yes.
Now from the name of the lake.
Yes.
So Victoria Jazz of Ucheng Nelly, Mengo, and Paul Orwaja Solo.
Yes.
Which then split, and then we had Victoria B. So Victoria B, that is where now Kolela was.
Yes.
So after Kolela, then there was now Victoria C. Victoria C, that was where Awino Lawi was.
Yes.
And then Osito now was the last of Victorias. Now it was Victoria D, which now he named Nabi Kings.
Nabi Kings.
There is no any other
Yes.
Victoria. So he is an offspring from the source.
From the source.
So if you wanted to trace and go back to
Yes.
the first Victoria or the genesis of Benga, it is easier if you follow the Osito route.
Yes.
Then you can meander and get to where now Benga was. Of course, we are not just focusing on Osito alone, because now we are talking about Benga.
Benga, yes.
And then now Osito is now our vessel that we are using to tell the story of Benga. So we talk about Owino Misiani, Peter Owino Racha, Ton Mito. Now the people who even started from the accordion time, the 1940s after the World War, the Second World War, those who came back with the accordion and now started playing music like Ton Mito.
Yes.
Then we get to Owino Misiani, Ucheng Nelly, Mengo. So it is not just purely about Osito.
All right.
Then it will be boring.
So you've mentioned about Victoria A, Victoria B, C, and D, and what would have been the Victoria E, right?
D.
Now Victoria D,
which is now
the Nabi Kings. So did Dr. Osito Kalle transition through from A, B, C, and now to D, or is there one band that he was actively involved with before they broke away to form his own band?
He was in Victoria C.
All right.
Which had Awino Lawi. So Awino Lawi, he was taught music by two people. That is Adori Dinari, who is his cousin.
Yes.
But then the person who now really molded him into music was Awino Lawi.
All right.
Who was the band leader of Victoria C.
All right.
So before Awino died, he had also started struggling to establish his. So by the time Awino died now, now he had his own. But he wanted an identity, a unique identity.
Yes.
So to run away from the Victoria, he decided to create Nabi King. So to ask where Osito came from, the Victorias, is Victoria C.
All right. So when you talk about him striving to create his own identity, was this just for his name as a person? Like, you know, there are people who move from the Kofi Olomide, this team, and create their own, you know, the Franco Luambo had Madilu system breaking out because he wanted his own identity, his own image as an artist. I'm also a Benga enthusiast, and I listen to what Awino Lawi would do in terms of music, the guitar and all that. It is quite different from what Osito Kalle would do. So when you talk to the elderly people, they tell you Wayandogo. And now Osito, I don't know, it's Wayakubwa or whatever. So was this also informed by probably doing a different kind of music that is identical to him as a person?
Now, when you talk of that, the reason what motivated him now to name the band Nabi Kings, this was motivated by one of his grandfathers, who was Nabi, somebody who prophesies. So it was called Nabi Oracha. All right. So he sat with his three brothers, two brothers. Now the three of them were now pondering, which name do we give your band now? And each and every person had a suggestion. And then finally he suggested, let's call this one Nabi Kings. After our grandfather Nabi Oracha. And all that is in this, we have a whole chapter for Nabi Kings. All right. Which now explains how the naming was done and all that. And in terms of content that Awino Lawi was doing and what he's doing, if you listen to their voices, it's almost the same. Some cricket voice. But then now their guitars are a bit
different. That's for sure.
And the guitar then, the popular guitar then during Awino Lawi time was Fender. So Awino was of Fender. So you know, even the guitars produce different sounds. The wavelength could be bordering or neighboring, but it's different.
All right.
And then also when you listen to somebody pluck his guitar, you know that is so and so's hand.
Yes.
That is so and so's hand.
Yeah.
Even before they start singing.
That's
you know,
true. That's true. You see this in Oliver Mtukudzi.
Yes.
You don't need to hear Mtukudzi
singing. Yeah.
You get his guitar and you know this is Mtukudzi.
Yes.
Osito is the same.
Yes.
And even I listened to Odhiambo Tasker.
Yes.
Maybe we will mention him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's also from the band.
Yes.
You know, from was it Nabi Kings?
No, he's from Osito's band.
Osito's band.
Yeah, Nabi Kings.
You know, Nabi
right.
Kings.
Yes.
And his music is quite identical to Osito Kalle in terms of the sound and even the content.
Yeah.
But somehow you can tell Odhiambo Tasker plucking his guitar.
Yes.
You can tell this is him.
And that is how every artist should be.
All right.
There should be your own, there should be originality and the authenticity. Even if you are an artist and then you inspire me, I don't need to sing exactly like you. Somebody listens to that song and says, that is Opio, but then I can see his music has been influenced by
by
Tieno's music.
All right,
Yes.
For sure. So I'll be calling Osito Kalle Dr. Osito Kalle.
Yes.
Why was he doctor? Did he tell you guys?
Yeah, he told us why he's doctor.
Yeah.
So in music, so many people also argued, including some lecturers whom we took the book to, and they were asking, in which university did Osito
attain the doctorate
and then did his PhD and got this doctor title. But then we told them, in music, if you can do three things, then you are now christened to be a doctor. Remember, if somebody is a doctor in the knowledge side, meaning he can diagnose knowledge. So Osito can also diagnose when you come to music. If you can play an instrument, you can compose a song, and then you can sing. You can do all the three. Then now you are a doctor. Some prefer to use it, some do not. Like you will never hear anybody call Musa Juma doctor or we know Misani doctor, but they were, because they were able to do all the three. There are some musicians who were not able to. If you listen to Okach Biggie, Okach could sing so well, but Okach could not play an instrument. He didn't know how to play a guitar. And by the time now he had his, of course he started as a drummer. But then now by the time he had, when we mention an instrument here, we're talking about the guitar, stringed instrument. If you can play a stringed instrument, you can compose a song and then sing that same song that you composed, then now you are a doctor. That's why you have Dr. Nico Kasanga, we have Dr. Chieng Nelly Mengo, Dr. Osito Kalle. Dr. Kolela Maze.
So let's get back to the basis. What is this book about?
The book is about Benga. It's the history of Benga. It is the life and genius of Dr. Osito Kalle. But you see, Osito is not the entire Benga. He's a piece of Benga. So we tell the story of Osito as we tell the story of Benga alongside. The people that influenced his music, the people whose music he's also influenced, like the people he taught music. He comes out as one of the people who are also very successful when it comes to nurturing other musicians. We have other musicians who are great, but when you start counting who and who did they nurture, then you don't get to count a lot of them. So all these people make up the story of Benga.
Wow. Really amazing. I listen to a lot of Luo radio stations, and before I came to host you on this show, I was just reading largely what is Benga, and Benga cuts across all cultures. The identical Kenyan music apparently is called Benga. Mugithi is Benga, and Mugithi is a version of Benga, and we have a number of like John DeMatthew, those guys were playing Benga.
Daudi Kabaka.
Daudi Kabaka. Those guys were all playing Benga, So the Luo radio stations, I can say confidently 98% of the content that they play on air, we have very few Benga music. Like I would listen to a Luo radio station a whole week. Maybe twice they'll play a song from Dr. Osito Kalle. So what is this speaking to the future of Benga? Because even the younger generation largely do not resonate, you know, with Benga. They don't know what it's Benga, you know. When you tell them about Opiobi Longo, for example, they don't know these guys. Talk about Emily Nyaimbo or Princess Julie, Prince Kasam, they don't know these guys. But the new generation of what they call Ohangla, we'll get into that. I hardly want to call it Ohangla because it's something else to me. So what is the future of Benga? Because it seems the old artists have failed to reinvent themselves and resonate with the current generation. Osito here, the guy we're talking about here, has managed to go to the studio. I remember there was a time he did a whole album at the, what is this? The producer Barikiwa Studios. And it was flat. I saw what people were talking about. It was not Osito. Whoever we are looking for in that music was not him. It's not available. So what does this speak to the future of Benga? Is it dying, or is it deliberately, like you said it? Are people deliberately trying to ignore it because you can't kill Benga? Yes.
What I can tell you is that Benga is still very much alive, and Benga cannot die anytime soon.
Yes.
We saw during the pre-launch of this book on 23rd of February at Goethe Institute.
Yes.
Even the musician himself was surprised that the audience that came there, 70% were 35 and below. We didn't see old people there, not so many of them. At least those people who you say are passionate about Benga, however old they are, they'll come, like the former producer, Gordon Ondiek Chakarachuonyo, had in there. So people of Gordon Ondiek's age upwards, or around that age, were very few. So most people there were young. So I think one of the things that we also need to do is to demystify and say that the fact that young people do not love Benga, we should at first treat it as a fallacy. We should not let it sink that young people do not love Benga.
They say the power of story. If you package it in a different way, it will, you know.
Because when we go to clubs and all that, people will listen to those other Ajawa, Hangla, and any other thing. But when somebody goes into their houses, when now they are relaxing, you hear they tune into Benga. Now that is what they listen to. And the other reason why Benga should not die, or when we are now pointing at what is the future of Benga, Benga is very deep. In terms of music that is laced with the philosophy, Benga is richer than these other genres of music. And that is partly the reason why we wrote this book. Because we realized that these are some of the problems that we diagnose very late. Ideally, even if you look at the education setup, somebody gets to appreciate their cultural founding when they're in campus or when they're in college.
That's true.
When they're in primary and secondary, not quite. But the moment now you get to college, that is the time you even start going back to listen to, your music. But when you were in high school, those people who kept these books where you write songs.
Write the lyrics,
you write lyrics. You could not find anybody who writes or catch biggest lyrics. It was Nameless, Tonya, whoever. But now when people are now getting into college, somebody will wish to spend even 100 or 300 of his shillings to go and attend Emma Jalamo. So what I can say as to the future of Benga, we need to do more of this. This should not be the last. It is still very vast. We need to have conversations like this one we are having today. We need to have more of them. We need to have artists coming into such shows. We need to have deliberate attempts like the ones that were made by the late Senator for Migori County, Ben
Olwochokelo,
He actually tried that. If Benga was dying, then that was the time that Benga was dying. Then he literally, deliberately decided to resurrect.
I remember his shows. He played Benga.
And that is the time when Benga Extravaganza came, that was sponsored by KBC. Around that time, that is the time when even Osito won the Benga Extravaganza competition. And now the fans said it is now the time we crown him with the title Doctor. And we've detailed all that in the book.
One very unique figure at the pre-launch of this book was Wodohanga. Octopizzo. So how was it like? What did that communicate to you guys? Because this is a purely hip-hop artist.
Yes.
We've seen Octopizzo doing what Jay-Z does. Yes. Jay-Z would bring Nina Simone song into his rap. And Nina Simone was an artist of the slave era, when the blacks were still oppressed and everything. And their music is not what the current American generation would listen to. Yes. So I've had a number of Octopizzo songs like this. I want to do something for you. He brings something from, a very old generation kind of music, and then he fuses it. When we were young. It's a very, when I heard him bring that, song. It's a children play song, and he managed to fuse it. Yes. And Jay-Z has done that a lot. That is why among the hip hop artists, I really praise him because I know what he has done. So seeing Wodo Hanga there, coming to meet Osito, what was it like? What did that communicate to you guys?
At first, we were even surprised.
Okay.
Because we didn't expect. We didn't expect to see him there. And if we saw him, could be maybe he's just passing.
Yes.
He's just come to pick something from someone and then he leaves. But he was there. The moment he saw Osito, he insisted, I have to take a photo with you. So Osito, this is you.
Yeah.
He even came and greeted Osito. He came and even had a chat with the authors and said, so you are the people who have done this nice book for Osito.
Yes.
He was so much impressed and he told Osito that I want to invite you to my album launch.
Wow.
When I'll be launching my next album, I would want to he developed a lot of interest in Osito, so much that we didn't expect that could happen. So to us, that also showed us that even though he belongs to another genre of music, which is hip hop, he still has the love for this one.
Yes.
Sometimes you belong somewhere and then there is where your spirit belongs.
Yes.
So he still appreciates where his spirit belongs.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a very interesting bit of the life of artists and what they do. One of the greatest American hip hop artists, the notorious B.I.G.
Yes.
People who are close to him said he never listened to hip hop. Yes. He was a soul artist. Like, he would listen to soul music through and through. And even in his songs, you can tell that there's a little bit of soul. He's more of a singer than a rapper.
Yes.
So sparking these conversations forward, I think now that you guys might have created contact with Octopizzo, we can fuse Benga to hip hop, and see that we can reawaken the awareness from the younger generation to know that we can bring a Loch Pamba into a hip hop song and do a rendition that really resonates with that.
That one is possible and necessary.
Very necessary.
It's something that should be done.
Yeah.
And the challenge we can have with that, which now points us to killing Benga again.
Yes.
The moment that is done, somebody will be quick to say, no, that should not be. That should not be done. So that rigidity also, everything always is not pure. You need to mix. Even the English that we speak, it is, if you trace now the history of English from the Anglo-Saxon era, English has borrowed words from almost every language. Even Kiswahili.
Yes,
it has borrowed from every language.
Yes.
So I think if we fuse them, as you say, then we will also be helping it to grow, to rebrand, to grow. Even the Benga that we listen today, it is not the same that was there in 1950s.
Yes.
At least a lot has been introduced into it that was not there. So the idea of now fusing it with other genres of music, of course, without losing its relevance, is something that is good.
Yes.
If I veer off from Benga Beat, if you look at Prince Inda, who performs Ohanga, that you say you are not sure, at least I see it's something that he's doing. It is very positive for him and for the life of that genre of music that he's doing. He's been trying to do collabos.
Yes.
Even non-Luo artists.
Yeah. He did a song recently with Samido.
By that, he gets to access the audience of this person.
All right.
This person gets to access his audience, and then the audience grows bigger.
Yes.
So if the same is done in Benga, then that will be good. Even if it is not fusing the music, but Octopizzo is now launching his album. Osito is there. He mentions Osito in his song. Osito mentioned him in his songs. And there is that kind of working together.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, because Colonel Mustafa is now hitting the waves for going broke and all that. he did a song with Dola Kabari, had Dola Kabari perform a verse, you know, it's like a chorus to the song.
Yes.
And I think this had drawn a lot of, you know, attention to Dola Kabari.
Yeah.
And even the larger team of, you know, the larger fans of Dola Kabari who are not listening to Benga back then, would listen to this Colonel Mustafa's song, and you know, it's what you're speaking about.
The gates were open.
Yes, you open the gates to both people's audiences, and I think that's a very interesting conversation that we need to have. One of the chief guests at the launch of this book was a lady who's, you know, inspired a particular song for Osito Kalle, that Osito Kalle did. And it's one of my best Osito Kalle songs by far, Aloch Pamba. How was it? Where did you guys get these people to merge and just come to the show? Because I saw on social media, you hyped it. We are looking for Aloch. When you found Aloch, you mentioned it to us. We found her. When she confirmed she's going to come, you said, she's coming. And then finally you gave us photos of Osito Kalle, the reunion. And you know, it almost overshadowed the book because we were like,
it was now about the reunion.
Finally, you know, because after the song Aloch Pamba, we don't know whether these guys met. And the song is actually a cry to the lady. Just come back. There's no one like you. We are not going to look for another woman. We can't replace you. Decades later, or a decade later, you guys brings the attention of this book to that reunion. How was that like for you guys?
It was very, very impressive. Not even for us alone, but even for the artist. Remember, this was a student. Aloch was a student that he mentored into music, matured, and even after mentoring her into music, he did songs. Very nice love songs for her. He's not done one song for Aloch. He's done 3 songs.
3 songs,
I'm sure Osito Still Active can even do a 4th and 5th song. Because when you ask him that why is it that of all the ladies that you've ever composed songs about, why is it that it is Aloch that features more prominent? You've done more songs to Aloch than any other. Then he tells you, see, that lady Aloch, that is the person that when I sing of her, the music sells a lot. You know, previously they were selling CDs and the cassette tapes. So you had to get your CDs sold outside there. There was no YouTube views and all that. So he says that when he sang Aloch, that the record was selling so much more than any other lady. And he gives a comparison to Awino Lawi that when Awino Lawi sang about Osolo, before Osolo was his wife, I think Awino did about 6 songs for Osolo. He realized that it is Osolo that sells most, more than any other lady. But then away from what sells, Aloch herself holds Osito in very high esteem as his as her teacher, as her mentor, the person who introduced her to music. So when we were planning for the launch, and we said, now we have to ensure that any other person that Osito taught music, or Osito influenced into music or media. Remember, we have Ogena Koko, who is no longer a musician, but he started as a musician and was raised by Osito. So anybody who was raised by Osito has to come for the launch. There's only one person, 2 people that did not come. That is Ogena, who was committed elsewhere, and then Omondi Longlilo, who had passed away during Corona. But the rest, Tasker was there, Bilongo was there, Aloch was there. There are others who are still now young, who is also mentoring, who are there. So to us, it was a very nice show. That having the musician and even the people whom he mentored are now with him to celebrate him in his work. You would expect, maybe because it is said that musicians are rivals of each other. No, these people are now outgrown being in his band. So you expect them to, even if you call them to come and embrace Osito, you expect them to rebel. But then that did not happen. And I think Aloch, all of them gave us the easiest time. Some of us were even imagining that, suppose we promised the way we've really talked about Aloch coming. Then on the day she decided that I'm not coming, what can happen? No, the audience will be like, you promised what you cannot deliver. So we were happy because she made us now look like we were serious with what we were doing. Whoever we promised that will come, delivered.
Now, you're talking about artists growing or outgrowing the band.
Yes.
I know of Kamaliza Majengo. Yes. I know Diambo Tasker. I know Mondi Long Lilo. I know Ogina Koko. I don't know whom I've left out, but these are the 4 artists that I know came from Nabikins. So was it out of rivalry? Was it out of feeling uncomfortable or maybe not appreciated enough that they moved out, or what was the conversation?
The band, One beautiful thing with Osito is that he always, I think his home is the larger home, like when you are in your dad's home. Your dad will not want you to stay in his home forever. He also want you to move out and establish your home. So Osito is such kind of a father in music that ensures that his sons also establishes their homes. And this is not just a fabricated story. It is something that you can actually see. When Omondi Longlilo moved and had his band,
Migwena Kings.
The songs that he did, the first album that he did, Osito was with him in the studio.
I realized.
Juliet Dimal.
Diana Nyakatito Osito is all there. And in fact, the entire band, band members, I can hear Ogina Koko speaking in the song. I can hear Diambo Tasker's voice in the very song. But this is Omondi Longlilo song.
Assemble them and say now, Mondi is going to produce a song. Let's go there and be with him.
All right.
If you listen to the first songs of Diambo Tasker as well.
Like, Osito is there.
Osito is there.
Yes, you hear Ogina.
And when Diambo is singing and it's too fast, you hear Osito now mentioning Pole Pole. Even the guidance.
I've heard that.
Yes, the guidance is still there. Then there is this song that Diambo Tasker did, and then at some point, I think he missed the lines a bit. Then Osito came in.
I hear what is Diana Nyakatito beat when Ogina Koko mentions some artist, you hear Osito correcting him. That's son of so and so, or he comes from this place, not that place. And I don't know, the editors didn't do that, but it's so natural, you know, that he corrects him in between the song. All right. So that brings me to the very song, A Lodge. Omondi Longlilo has like a whole 5 minutes in the song, something of that sort. So how was it like? Okay, for Osito, I don't know if he ever mentioned this for to you guys. Why was Longlilo given a lot of airtime in the song?
Now for artists, it's not just for Osito alone. You know, Osito may not be able, or any artist may not be able to sing as a main vocalist, the lead vocalist from the beginning to the end. So he knows the kind of person that he wants to delegate this one to. And if you talk to him about all his mentees, then you will realize, he doesn't mention it clearly, but you will realize that he has a bias for Omondi Longlilo. Anytime you speak about Omondi, it's like, that is the only son of mine that death robbed me before I could really see where he is. So Omondi had this deep voice, which Osito likes. You see this voice that when it sings, you just stop, everything stops, and then you just have
very true, very true.
You see Osito's voice is not heavy. So he delegated that to Omondi
to deliver it with the vigor that he wanted.
That catches your attention, and you just got to listen to it. So he told us that Omondi knew how to olowir. So well, that the call and response. So when you do and then you leave it for him, he raises it so high. So what's the future of this book now that you've done? I want to say this is the first edition of Benga Maestro, the life and genius of Dr. Osito Kalle. Is your project targeting to get many other artists? Because we want to know Princess Julie and her band. We want to know Emily Nyaimbo and her band. We want to know where, Odiambo Tasker is. Do you have the project to, do you intend to cover voices of Benga based on very many different artists? We intend to do more. This is just the beginning. We intend to do more. But most importantly, we really intend and wish that this book inspires more people to do this for other artists. We don't wish to dominate it. Next time you are seeing a book coming out about we wish to see it is Andrea Otieno who is now coming up in the book. So if this book inspires somebody to do the same for even another artist.
Yes.
Could be Benga Blues. We have artists who also do Benga Blues, like Winyo.
Yes, yeah.
If it can inspire somebody to do something for Winyo, inspire somebody to do something for Osogo, for Tina Loka, then that would be the best. So what we are saying, that with this book, the main intention or the future of it, that we have more and more voices and stories of Benga documented. You know, that is the area where we have failed as an African society. We don't really document. We are not keen on documenting. This one now, even if the book is, the artist has died, the book is still available. It can now arouse interest for somebody to go and look for the music. So documentation is really very important. Lacking.
I remember Taban Loliong agreeing that Africa is a literary barren, literary desert. You know, and the only reason he said that is because we never had a lot of documented literature about Africa, about our folklore, folk songs and all that. And I know there are so many Luo folk songs that are dying or have died because I go back to my former primary school. I look at what is done maybe on a cultural week. It is not what we were doing. You know, we had the Jokondo dances, the Luo traditional songs, Dodo and all that.
And had it been documented,
had it been documented,
back,
then you would see, you meet all these things.
So documentation is lacking, and we really hope that this book is going to inspire, because when we don't write our own stories, other people write them for us, and they might be faulty in their writing. And an example, if you go to Nyanza, there's a place in Migori called Sona. So Sona actually is not even Sona. That part is Suba Migori. It's not Sona Migori. But because somebody just omitted B, replaced B with N, then the mistake is now what we hold on to. Everybody else knows it is Sona Migori and not Suba Migori. So that means that the person who did that was a white, actually. So that means that if we don't write our own stories, other people will write them for us, and they will never care whether it is factual or faulty. There used to be DJ Mato Sibur, who would do Benga events. I mean, he would mix for purely Benga. I don't hear him. I don't hear about the shows anymore. I also don't know where he went to.
So, is there the role of DJs, Luo DJs, for example, in promoting Benga? Maybe as we just conclude.
There is a very big one, because most people listen to music in clubs. And that is where we find the DJs. Artist music can be played in, say, 100 clubs in the country. But he cannot be in 100 clubs the same night. So if we have DJs who play his music, even in his absence in these clubs, then that arouses the interest. And you see something that you also get to listen to very frequently. It gets to your system. You want it more and more. So we don't have a lot of Luo DJs, those people who play Luo music, who do disc jockey Luo music in clubs. So currently we have Jojo Jakaleo, who was a former Benga producer. He also produced Osito. He's the one who produced Osito's first hit song. Asembo Peny Maber. That was not his first song, but it was his first hit song. So it is Jojo Jakaleo who produced it under Jojo Records. Is still active. He's a DJ. He collects vinyl records. And there is DJ Stone, who also does the same. But it is important to note that there are very few DJs who are keen on promoting Luo music. Remember, the late Ben Olochukelo was also a DJ. So you could see the role that he did as a DJ to bring this back.
So where do we find this book? And how much does it go for?
If somebody needs this book, they can find it at Nuria Bookshop. That is along Moi Avenue, Bazaar Plaza, Suite 12. And you can also find it along Mamagina Street, Prestige Bookshop.
That's my favorite bookshop.
You can also find it at the All African Bookshop. That is the Writers Guild Bookshop. At Utalii Lane, Suite 2, ground floor. You can, we are working on putting it at Textbook Center. So that, but the three places when you go to, you can find get the book. You can also inbox Aguto na Agirokeo Soja on Facebook.
Or on Facebook. And, or you.
Or myself. Or then we can be able to organize how we can parcel it to you. So a copy goes at 1,500 shillings. But
they can also comment on this show. And we will reach you out for a copy.
Yes.
So, Okoth, I am so pleased that I've managed to witness this book before, it goes from one generation to the other.
Yes.
And number two, that I've hosted you here today, someone who directly worked in this project.
Yes.
I would also wish that I meet Akina, Okeo Soja, Gutu Onagi, have them in the show, and also give us, the perspective of Benga and the insight about, the whole project.
Yes.
So it was I was pleased to host Okoth Opio, Benga enthusiast and somebody who's worked through this project, has worked into, to just bring us the life, and the music of Dr. Osito Kalle. Not only that, but also focusing on Benga. So once more, thank you so much for honoring the call and coming to the show.
Yes.
We are hoping that we will have more conversations on Benga.
Yes.
So maybe just your parting shot about all these, wrap it up.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. And I would love to hear more of this happening. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I would also love to hear that you don't only want to make the authors come, but also the artist and what he feels about the book. And what is the difference that this book has made to him since the book came into existence.
Yeah.
I would also love to also ask people to buy the book, read the book, and also do reviews of the book. You can review it on your Facebook account. You can write to the authors what you feel about the book. Those are reviews. Yes. And I also love to also tell people that it is not just about Benga alone. If you read this book, you'll even get to know how the Assemble people are related to the Kano people.
All right.
So when we write about Benga, that means we write about what is so close to us.
Yes.
So when we write about what is so close to us, it means we write in our spirit.
Yes.
So part of our spirit is in this book.
Yes.
Yes.
And also the cultural restoration, the what we call the pride in a particular culture, that you belong to this particular community, and there's much more into it that even,
and
community.
Maya Angelou says the more you know of your history, the more liberated you are.
Awesome.
Yes. So amazing. I hope this book is going to liberate our minds.
All right.
Thank you.
So thank you guys. We were having conversation on Benga Maestro, the life and genius of Dr. Osito Kalle. We wrap it up and we were having a conversation with Okoth Opio, one of the creators of this very wonderful book. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.